Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Nick here, and today I'm actually going to be talking about two specific projects that, if you do hold them, you're probably getting frustrated right now. You're probably like, this thing's going nowhere, and you're probably trying to think of some way of, hey, I got to sell this and get into something else. Or, if you have diamond hands, you know what's about to happen. So the first one is DNT District. I know a lot of people think that this is just another shitcoin that's going nowhere. And yeah, I feel like, the team is lacking a little bit in terms of just, full updates or just kind of just, development, I would say integrations. But overall, I think that this chart is really primed for another major 200% breakout. It's kind of what we seen back here when we were kind of just, trading sideways for a little bit before really moving up to that, 132% mark from, when we really started popping off. Now, if we do something from about this 13 cent range where we were actually trading a little bit farther, that would be about a 233% run up to, this 45 cent range. Now, if we do the same similar run up from our current level, because we did get a little bit rejected from the 30 cent range. I think our bottom realistically here is about like, 28 cents around there, just because we kind of wicked off of it a few times before breaking down below it here, and then we kind of stayed above it for a while before actually touching it here and then bouncing right off of that support level. We also had that support level back here a few times. This was kind of during that, really bad Bitcoin dip, but now we're kind of just slowly getting out of the grasp of Bitcoin dominance and kind of moving into, altcoin dominance. But if we do, from our current level, a 233% run up, I think that will put us around almost $1. It would put us to like 97 cents. Now, I know a lot of people think that this coin's going nowhere. A lot of people are getting frustrated. I see a lot of people on Twitter kind of spreading FUD around this coin. Now, obviously, yeah, they're not really updating us in terms of what they're working on. But I also think that we're still going to run up, especially with the IPO coming here soon. Now, for those Loom holders out there, yes, Loom is going to pump. It's still going to continue doing its thing. But unless it's not listed on Coinbase itself, I don't see it getting the movement that DNT and the other USDC pairs are going to get when the IPO is listed. So with that being said, if Coinbase lists Loom before the 14th, then I believe that Loom will really, really pump because it is a very low, small cap coin. Now, so is DNT with, only 1 billion in full supply, but only 600 million in circulating supply. I think DNT has the room to really run, and I don't think that 29 cents or 30 cents or even 45 cents is its stopping point. Yeah, it's close to its all-time high, but I think that we're going to run very, very soon. And I think that we're going to do a probably, 68, 67 cent run-up where we do reach that dollar point average. Now, could we go higher? Yeah, sure, it's very possible. You're going to get noob traders that join in the fun and pretty much just, throw their money to the wind in any project that's cheap. It's a low cap. The average volume right now is only like 27 million on this asset, and that's nothing, compared to when we look at like, coins like XRP and stuff that are getting so much volume. Even Loom was getting over 100 million trading volume a day back in like the middle of February into March. So, do with that what you will. I think that this is going to be one of those assets that, turn heads. People are going to FOMO in that are not holding throughout this long consolidation phase, because we already know what happens when long consolidation phases happen. We've seen it with XRP, how it consolidated from 30 to 50 cents for over like 2 months before running up to $1. So I know that DNT and XRP are two completely different subjects, but this is crypto, and I don't think projects really need a solid, a solid team that's updating it consistently to move it. But that being said, I still love projects that are transparent and have the team behind them. That's why I love Hedera so much. That's why I love Ripple so much, because XRP and HBAR are solid projects with solid teams behind them, with solid updates as well. Now, I think with DNT, yeah, we're going to see some sell-offs. We're going to see some pullbacks. It's healthy. I mean, honestly, you could call this coin whatever you want, but at the end of the day, I believe that this one is going to really run massive, and I think that $1 is in our sights very soon, probably by the end of the month. If it doesn't happen by the end of the month, then what are you going to do? I don't have a crystal ball, but I think that, we're going to still see that same run up here, because even like looking at the patterns, we're kind of doing the same thing that we did back here right now. If we go to the 1-day chart on this, I mean, this chart looks just primed for a run up. We pretty much got, even if we go back here, this is, going from, August to around November, we traded sideways for so long before getting that run up to about 8 cents before coming down, trading sideways for about almost, 2 months, 2.5 months almost, and then running all the way up to this 20-cent range back in, the beginning of January before coming all the way down to about 7 cents. It had to consolidate, get that pullback again. So it consolidated a little bit more, ran up a little bit to about like 25 cents, give or take. It came back down. Again, healthy pullbacks. That's just all this market is run-ups, healthy pullbacks, before going parabolic to 45 cents and then coming back down. And now we're kind of trading sideways, doing the same exact pattern that we did back here. Even if we look at it, I mean, it's basically just mimicking what it did previously. And I believe that next, run up, even if we do follow the same exact pattern, and we could kind of look at that. So if we do the same exact pattern that we did here, that will be something similar to this. Now, obviously, I don't think that this is specifically going to happen, but this could very well be the same pattern that we're kind of looking to trade. Now, again, just drawing a bar graph and saying, hey, this is going to happen, that's not the way that this works. This is what we could pretty much hope for if you want to really be hopium in terms of this. But I think that we're going to trade sideways for a little bit here before that IPO listing, and then we really go parabolic. But this would technically be the pattern that it follows if it's going to follow the same exact pattern that it's been following for so long. Where we do go up, we get a pullback, we continue trading sideways, go up, pull back, and then go parabolic. Now, again, these pullbacks would be, pretty much healthy, and it would be accurate, because I think 30 cents is a very strong point when we do cross it. We kind of hold 30 cents for a while before breaking down a little bit below it. But I think at some point, once we get Bitcoin dominance down below 50, I think that, this asset's going to really move once we get some volume in it and, have those diamond hands holding this asset, because right now it is such a small market cap coin that doesn't have a lot of volume. So, when a whale comes in, they could manipulate this easily. We've seen this with Graph in its early stages when it was at like 25 to 30 cents. We had bots trading it, pretty much putting up sell walls and then putting up a buy wall, and then it's just all kind of consolidating, and it's just accumulation phases that we are in right now. And I believe right now we are in a major accumulation phase where even if we do hit this, 27.8, almost 28 cent mark, I think that's our main support. I don't think that we go much lower than that. And I think that we're going to probably bounce off of that, come up, and then continue just trading sideways for a little bit before making that, next 200% run up. Because, I mean, overall, the pattern, the graph, everything about this just screams bullishness. And I think this is going to be one of those assets that are really, hey, I should have been in it. I should have never have, sold because somebody on Twitter was saying, hey, it's going nowhere. Now, of course, all these USDC pairs are going to run like crazy. I already mentioned that. USDC pairs currently, before XRP really ran, were outperforming most of the market for a very long time. And I think that since these are such small market cap assets, that's going to really, attract those new buyers that are coming in now, especially once the IPO is listed. So I think DNT is going to be one of those assets that are going to be crazy. And our next asset is Matic. Now, a lot of people hate Matic. Again, it's kind of the similar phase that we're in. We are in a consolidating phase. Now, if we go to the 1-day chart, again, like it just looks like we are in an accumulation phase where we are trading sideways, ready for that next run up. Now, of course, this chart is very similar here. If we look, we get that run up, we trade a little bit sideways, run up a little bit more, trade a little bit sideways, up again, and it looks like we're getting ready to really melt faces with this. I believe this was it was about 158% increase in price, and if we do that from here, that will put us to about 80 cents, which would be about almost 2 times from our current price point. Now, I don't think that 80 cents or even $1 is the stopping point on Matic. Every single day I retweet a new tweet because you could almost bet every single day that Matic is going to have another partnership announced. They are major, with all these partnerships. They have so many, other assets joining the team to actually really trade on Matic. And not only that, but again, this is one of those very small market cap coins. The volume for a day is only almost 50 million. So, I mean, I really think that Matic's ready for the next movement up. Now, if you got in around, February and stuff, congratulations, that's awesome. You really 10x'd your, investment once, even a little bit more once it ran up to about that 54-cent range. Now, a lot of people, and even myself, I was telling people, you really got to buy the dip on Matic because I believe that Matic is going to be another one of those coins that are just consolidating. It's frustrating people. People are spreading FUD. It's going nowhere. Why would I, stay invested in this? There's, partnerships every single day, but it's not moving at all. It's just sitting stale. Those, and I love to preach this, are the types of projects that you want to be in, because when everybody's, greedy, they're saying this coin's going nowhere, I'm going into something that's actually going to pump. That's the time to buy, because I seen that even with Graph. It ran up to about 80 cents before getting a pullback into the low 30-cent range, and everybody said, that's it, it's a shitcoin, it's going nowhere, and then it ran up to about $2.80. When everybody gets frustrated with an asset, that's usually the time to get into it, because you know pretty much what's next. Now, does that account for everything? Absolutely not. But currently, we are pretty much ranging into the alt season. Bitcoin dominance is dropping. The DXY is dropping. It's fairly sitting stale at 92.18. But overall, these low market cap assets that really haven't pushed up too much, You know, a 200% increase in price is fairly nothing to a 2,000% increase. And if we did a 2,000% increase from the current price point, and I know that that's a little, you know, I would say pretty much hopium at that point, but if we do a 2,000% increase, we would be sitting pretty much around almost $8. Now, I don't think that $8 is, you know, achievable right now. My main target point was $2 to $5 on Matic, and I think that $2 to $5 is very achievable for Matic. Just like with DNT, you know, I said that, you know, $1.40 to about $2.50 is really a good target point. But of course, you know, nobody really knows where these assets are going to go. But if we do the same pattern that we ran up back from January to here, that would be about, if we go to the start of January where the price was very stagnant, that would be about a 3,000% increase in price point. Now, of course, are we going to still do that from this current level? It's hard to say. I like to be realistic and conservative just because I don't like to get too greedy during these market cycles, because you don't want to get trapped in an asset where, you know, hey, it went to $1.40, I think it's going to go to $2.40, and all of a sudden it goes all the way back down to 40 cents. So, obviously, you know, be smart with what you're going to be doing. Always have an exit strategy, like I said. But overall, I think these two assets are going to really change the game here soon. And I think a lot of people are going to realize, hey, I can't believe I missed out on this because I thought that it was just another shitcoin that was going nowhere. Now, of course, are these two projects shitcoins? I think a lot of the projects in crypto are. But I think that these do have a lot of potential if the team could really, you know, show us some, you know, integration. I think Matic is doing a very good job. DNT, on the other hand, their team's kind of stagnant and stale. But overall, I think that, you know, we are going to get really good movement here shortly. I think in time, you know, when we look at these past all-time highs for these coins, I think it's going to be, you know, something that we're saying, wow, I wish I could have bought at those levels, even though that those were, you know, all-time highs. With that being said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I will continue to update some of these assets that I am holding, that I do talk about a lot on my Twitter, because these are some of my main bags. I mean, Matic and DNT are not my main bags, but they are some of my portfolio. I believe like they take up about 25%. That's just my trading account, but those are kind of, I would say, mid to long-term projects that I'm going to hold during this year. Now, when I say long-term, I think DNT will pretty much run into the end of the alt season, and then that's where it will stop. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. This is Nick, and I hope that you guys have an amazing day or night wherever you do live. Peace out, guys.